Welcome to Bartending 101. This video is a video about attitude, specifically with getting stiffed. Now, stiffed is when you don't get a tip after providing someone service. And that could be one drink or if the person's opened a tab all night and then they don't tip you after serving them 3-4 drinks or however many, or even dining. And it happens sometimes. And it sucks. And it's easy to get angry about it and bitter or mad. But honestly, I did it for 18 years. I bartended for 18 years. And I can tell you with complete honesty, somebody else is going to tip you fat later. Might not be that shift, but later. And when it's such a low percentage of people that stiff, that you're still going to make about the same amount every night. Not every night, but your Friday night, you're going to take home whatever your tip range is within give or take 10 or 20 or even $30. Could be 30 higher, could be 30 lower. Not usually that big a swing. It's pretty consistent. But the whole point is you can let that ruin your night or your day and you can just be pissed off, but it's going to come through. It's going to come through to other customers and they're going to be like, what's this bartender's problem? Try and let it go. If it's bugging you, hide it. I know you're not supposed to suppress your feelings, but you're at your job. You're supposed to be on point. You're an entertainer. So you shove those feelings down and you smile and you give good service because somebody else is going to tip you fat later. I have a story and it stays with me. I like this story, and it involves a stereotype. And stereotypes are stereotypes for a reason. But let me finish before you get mad. You're gonna think I'm racist here, but there's a stereotype that African Americans don't tip. I can tell you that's not true. This story is about a family that didn't tip. And then that night, I got tipped out fat by another guy, African American, on a date. I'm like, oh my gosh. He kept saying, keep the change. I'm like, are you sure? Yeah, thanks, man. And it more than made up for earlier that day. And this is completely true. Same bar. So this family comes in. I'm working at a bowling alley. And the bowling alley set it up so that people had to wait to bowl. And what that did was sent them to the restaurant portion where they would buy food and drinks. And for like an hour, 2 hours. I couldn't believe people stayed that long. Anyway, this family comes up. Super nice. There's like mom, dad, couple grown kids, maybe grandma, grandpa, that kind of thing. I spent an hour and a half with these people. They were the nicest people. We had run out of chicken wings. We didn't carry Hennessy, and I think we were out of Heineken, or we didn't carry it. And so we even made jokes about it. She's like, what are you trying to keep black people out of here? No Hennessy, no Heineken. And I was like, no chicken wings. We all had, fun was had by all. And they even were like, you're a great guy. You're a fun guy. We got to come back. I was like, yeah, come back. Da, da, da. Then they stiffed me. And you know what? They were great people I was serving them. They stiffed me. And you know what? They were still great people. I remember how much we laughed. But it wasn't me. They probably don't tip anybody. Fast forward. I don't think it was that night, but later at that same bar, I got tipped out fat by another guy. And before anybody's like, oh yeah, black people don't tip. I have been stiffed by every demographic. Think of a demographic, think of one. I've been stiffed by them. And that's okay. Because later that night, somebody from the same demographic tipped me fat or later. So it's easy to get mad or carry bitterness. Yeah, it might affect you a little bit. Shove that down, but then deal with it. Like, all came out in the wash. Those people just don't tip. Not that demographic, but that specific person that I serve, that guy doesn't ever tip. That lady doesn't ever tip. So it's not you. When people that tip the same. I tip 20%. Not for a drink, but when I go to a restaurant, they're getting 20%. They have to really mess up for me to go below that. They have to do really well for me to go above that. But I'm a 20% person. So some people are 10%. Some people are a buck a drink. Some people don't tip. It's not you. Okay, so don't let that ruin your night, and don't let it turn you to be jaded against any specific demographic. Okay, I know I'm sitting here trying to tell you how to be a good person, but it's important. You don't want to be a bitter bartender. I have friends that have become that. I'm like, dude, you got to get out of there. You are not happy. You got to get out of there. So if you let every little thing bother you, and be getting stiffed is easy to let sit and rot. So if you could become a bitter person and a bitter bartender and just not happy, and that's not worth it at all. So no job is worth that. So I hope this helps. This wasn't really a lesson on how to bartend, but it's a mindset that we all, or a mental thing we all deal with, servers and bartenders. So do your best to stay positive, and it's all going to come out in the wash. It is. I promise. It's going to come out in the wash. It's all going to work out fine. All right? All right. Thanks for watching.